So we have a bit of a breaking news update for you concerning the Indian Open or the India Open in badminton. Unfortunately, it is not a good one as far as the Indian Challenge is concerned. That is because, well, the only Indians who were potentially, had a chance of winning their home tournament, which is, of course, you remember, a Super 750 tournament, which means the winners carrying 750 ranking points. Well, unfortunately, there was only one Indian, let's say, in contention, or rather two Indians in contention. They just happened to be far off a set, and that was, of course, Satwiksairaj, Rankireddy, and Chirag Shetty. The good news was that, and keeping that in mind, the last final of the day was actually the men's doubles final, because of course they wanted the local crowd to filter in nicely, be there and support the boys potentially as they won the title. Unfortunately, they have not won the title. They have lost the final, and that is despite the fact that they won the first game 21-15. And as some of you are pointing out in the comments, yes, this is the second straight tournament it's happened with Sat and Chi, as the duo are affectionately known among fans, that they have lost or won the first game and then gone on to lose the next two games back to back, and then thereafter end up losing the match, which is a bit unfortunate because, again, if you're looking at how it is you go about, if you won the first game, more often than not you want to be going about your business, finish it in straight games. And yes, because it's best of three, it can, of course, sometimes momentum shifts can happen, but in this case the momentum shift from game 1 to game 2 was stark. In game 1, it was a pretty even keel contest for the most part. They were trading points, and even in the break, it was only by a couple of points they would have actually been ahead, Sachi. But then after that, they found another gear, 21-15. First game done and dusted. In the second game, however, the duo of Seo and Kang ended up bringing their absolute A game, and to make things worse, Sachi ended up losing momentum. So there were a number of unforced errors. They couldn't find their rhythm. Whereas the Korean duo, well, they did find their rhythm and they found their consistency as well. They got a lot of points. They were at game point with about it was 29. So they were at game point in that place as well. You'd say that Sat and Chi did well to come back, make it 2011, not seem as bad, of course, still bad, but it's better than losing 21-8 or 9. And then in the third game, unfortunately for them, it did actually not get that much better because, again, whilst they did make a very late comeback, and in fact, they were at 19-17, they made a bit of a comeback, but at that point in time, you knew it would require something very, very special for them to actually, turn things around, because the momentum definitely was not in their favor. It was the duo of Seo and Yang who were, in fact, let's say, constantly, the better team. They were getting points in bunches. They were able to push the Indian duo on the back foot. The number of unforced errors that was made by Sat and Chi, again, another problem that carried on into the third game, the deciding game of the match. It was unfortunate. It's definitely not, let's say, something that you'd expect from them. And as I think it was sports fan in the comments saying, but they have become the world number one. I think no sports fan. They already are ranked the number one team in the world. If they had won this, then they'd be guaranteed to hold on to it for a little while longer. As things stand, though, you don't really know how exactly it is. These rankings will change. They might just lose that sooner rather than later. There's another one, as a sports fan once again pointing out, that Kang and Seo are in fact the world champions. That is correct. They won the year enders of last year. And men's doubles, yes, is in fact very, very competitive. But the one thing we know with Sat and Chi is that they have the ability on their day to be able to be the very best. Arguably, the only thing that's lacking from their game at times is consistency. That consistency that separates a really good pair from a great pair. That is what makes great pairs, is that ability to consistently get results. And yes, we know that the men's doubles tour right now is pretty competitive because, again, last year's winners weren't even in the final. So that's how competitive it can get when it comes to men's doubles. Unfortunately, though, Satwik and Chirag could not send a pretty raucous crowd, I may add, in New Delhi home happy. But it's nevertheless, you can say, well fought on them, and they lost to the team that was clearly the better team on the day. Sarachan Yalamarthi in the comments saying that they're losing in finals, yes, but they're really good signs for Paris. I agree. I think if you have to pick two sure shot medal contenders at this point, you can say they are one of them. Neeraj, of course, being the other. You'll add that there's a lot of shooting quotas as well, but shooting in the Olympics does does get much tougher. Don't go by how things went about in places like the Asian Games or even the Commonwealth Games. The competition is next level when it comes to the Olympics. So that's the breaking news update. Unfortunately, it's a heartbreaking one, you could say, for the Indian fans. But well played to Sachi, and you'd hope that they can pick their form up before Paris 2024. Of course, they would be having their eyes on that gold medal. But in order to be, competing for that, they need to be doing a lot better than they have been doing in recent times. So that's the update from us. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you enjoy our work, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tap that bell, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Don't forget to download the Sports app. And well, if you're already on the channel, then go ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well. For now, though, from my side, it's goodbye.